in your pocket. Does anybody think they're overpaid as a farmer in here? No, boy, everybody's shaking no. That's right, you're not. And why is that? Because you work too hard, too long, and too difficult at times, subject to market fluctuations. Is any advantage you can get a benefit? Yeah. But you know what, folks? The best thing about this, as farmers we all know, as the environment goes, as the quality of our soil and our land goes, as the quality of those citrus trees we're growing, if that's your endeavor, the better our lifestyle is, the better survival we have. So what's the future of Blossom in the agricultural community? Oh man, it's huge. Is it just for Florida? Just for Lancaster? Just for New Jersey where my greenhouse? No, it's for everybody. How do we get it started? Some of you are going to be able to go back there, and I see some people already deciding they want to do that. Go back there and get involved with starting in their own yard. That's great. Let's think about it on a bigger scale. We're more than welcome to happy to talk to you and answer any of your questions today. We're also happy to visit with you on a one-to-one basis should you have a desire to work with us on saying, Randall or Jim, I'm prepared to set this segment aside. I'll work with you. 500 pots of geraniums, 500 pots of geraniums. Let's try the comparables. Let you see for yourself. So the next time we have one of these things and everybody's tuned in, we got people jumping up and say, my sweet corn crop tripled. My watermelons were huge. I had more of them. My citrus crop survived that cold spell in October we had. You'll be saying those things, not me just telling you. I want to thank you for the time you've given me today. Tell you how much, obviously, we're excited about being a part of this community with the Wellness Center and our operations here. And ask that we look for your help and your cooperation in making agriculture and environment in total better. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Fire away, my friend.
Yeah. If you're making applications and you have other products that you're applying on, like say, a big field, like say you're spraying pesticides.
Right.
And can you, and it's water-based pesticides mix, what happens if we put Super Blossom in with those pesticides?
Well, that's a complex question, but I'll give you some parameters because there's a variability in the answer. First of all, depending on the mixability, that's a yes, it can be done. We've tested, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of those potential mixtures. It's not going to blow up, it's not going to bubble, it's not going to erupt in your face, but I always tell people, regardless of what they're putting in, Super Blossom, anything, make sure that you have tried a little together to make sure that it doesn't, something drops out, suddenly there's a sediment in it. And I'm not saying Blossom, I'm saying anything. You should do some preliminary safety precautions to make sure that when you put product A and B in there, or you add the water to it, whatever it is, you don't get some eruptive type situation. Also, you don't want to have some gas freed up or something drop out of a solution. The last thing you want to find is that your iron, I'm just picking a name, the iron all fell out, and when you're done, you look down there, what's all that brown stuff down there? It was clear before. What's that? Well, that's an element that fell out because of something that went in there, locked it up, and made it out. So you always want to test those things out preliminarily. But the bottom line is, for the most part, we've done a lot of the commercial pesticides applications and going on. Of course, herbicides is separate. You never put a pesticide in the same vessel as you put a herbicide. Herbicides kill. Last thing you want to do is go out there with a little residual of a herbicide and decide you're going to spray your apple orchard with boom spraying through that same tank. So there's some cleaning methods, but does that help a little?
Yeah, well, that was my second question. You've got pesticides, you've got herbicides,
Yeah.
And what I mean, if you're making the, like I say, a farmer, a guy farming 1,000 acres,
Right.
Whenever he does an application, he's using a lot of diesel fuel to make that application.
Right.
So try to talk one of those guys into just going out and spraying the stuff for the first time while it may not be a huge financial investment to buy the product, it's expensive for them to do that. So what they want to know is, or I know what they want to know is can they just throw this stuff in with their herbicides, spray it?
Well, not with their herbicides.
Throw it in with pesticides.
Now, again, remember that herbicides and pesticides are different as night and day.
Right.
Okay, it's like sending your kids out to play in the lawn and say, well, skip the grass, go right over to the poison ivy and roll around that for a while. Obviously, you wouldn't do that. But clearly, herbicides kill, pesticides kill bugs. Won't affect the plant, hopefully. But yeah, so if you're going to use the same containers, by all means, and you farmers know this, you certainly want to do some triple rinsing and serious cleaning on that if you're even going to do it at all. Most farmers have 2 booms. But the idea is,
Sure.
yeah, you can do that. And what you're going to find is you're probably able to increase the interval for use because the more effective levels in the first one, you may not need the, well, if you do a 1, 2, 3, 4 sprays, let's say, you may be able to skip 2 and 3, or 1 and 3 and not have to do 2 and 4, depending like that, because you're going to get more clout, more impact out of the times. So that's less trips around the field. What does less trips around the field mean? Less diesel fuel, less time to do it, less chemicals or less sprays, but also less soil compaction, less disrupting of the soil. Every time you disrupt that soil, you open a fertile ground for weeds to blow in. Now you got to spray more herbicides. So if you can have one less trip, just one less trip, it's less soil compaction. We want those roots to go down through nice, soft, cultivated soil, not one that's a hard pack from being packed down by a tractor driving over it all the time. You get my point. So that's an important situation. Yes?
What about a home gardener? And if you've got a little plot and you don't want to go out there and spray each thing differently with different dilutions and so forth, what do you do as a home gardener?
Well, the good news is, and you'll find that I do this regularly. If you turn to your sheet for a second, you'll see on there general applications. And what it says on that general application sheet, I believe you're going to find is something like 2 tablespoons and 2 gallons of water. Now, I'm a big rose enthusiast, as I told you. I literally go out there with that 2 tablespoons and 2 gallons, and I take 2 of them, and I water this plant, deep water. I water the next one, the next one, the next one. I hand water my 110 roses regularly. Now, does regularly mean every other day? No, I deep water. That homeowner deep water technique is good for a lot of reasons. Drives the roots lower. You're putting deep water in, so you're thoroughly watering the plant, not giving it a shot glass. I see some questions what that means. If you're a marathon runner, and you've just gone for the 26 plus miles, not only are you tired, you're falling over. You're looking for a big old drink. You've been having these little face in the water glasses all along the road. So when somebody at the end of the race says, Fred, congratulations on completing the race, here's your drink of water. What? A shot glass of water? I'm looking for a gallon, give me some Gluggen. Well, if you deep water that racer, he gets back quicker. If you deep water that plant, it takes the nourishment, it takes the water in better. It sends the roots down, it's less drought restricted, more resistance to drought, less problems with it. So there's a whole lot of things. So if you're going to do that in your home, hand water. If you want to fill a pump-up sprayer with it and foliar feed everything, same basics are in here about that. Same kind of a level. Now, except you're diluting it 2 gallons as a foliar spray, so you're not dousing the plant with as much. You're foliar feeding the plants. My company that I'm general manager for up in New Jersey, one of the largest interior plantscapers in the country. And what we find is periodically foliar leaf spraying or interior foliage is a great way to keep it green and vibrant. You can feed roots, but when you foliar feed, I do it with my roses once a month. You're watering your rose leaves? Aren't you open to fungal problems, Randall? Yeah, but guess what? I use Blossom. See ya. The bottom line is that if you do that, you give an extra shot. Again, let's go back to that marathon runner. He gets his gallon of water. Does he want a big old jug of water? Or how about the enhanced products? Again, there's one G-Aid, there's a P-Aid. I won't go into names, I'm not promoting the people. But the concept is, you go with an energy fortified drink. Does that put the electrolytes back in your body? Does that bring you back to kind of reality quicker? Yeah, we're doing the same thing with Super Blossom. When we foliar feed those plants, we're giving that extra blast they need. Keep up that health. Keep up that good vitality and that growth. Follow me? Does that help? Yeah. It's not hard. It's not hard. You know, I tease, not to digress, but I tease people when I give rose talks. Geez, Randall, all these things I got to do to these roses. Yeah, roses are pretty. I said, you know, if you were a fly on the wall and watched what we as humans do in the morning, every morning we get up. Let's see, we go to the bathroom, we wash our face, brush our teeth, comb our hair, shave in the case of us, put deodorant on. Some of us take showers. We haven't even got dressed yet. We got to find our socks, put our shoes, pants, this, that, all these things. We haven't even eaten breakfast yet. We've done about 15 different things. Is it that hard to go out and once a week do something? Or every third day do something in your garden? I think not. So when you break these things down to ridiculous, what are you really doing? You've got less things to do, not more things to do. And if you're doing, as you farmers know, if you've got good management practices anyway, this is just helping you reduce time or reduce trips or increase the quality of the time you're spending on what you're doing to get the better yields and obviously more money in your pocket. Any other questions? Good. I suggest you see those of you who haven't. I notice there's a line in the back. Help yourself. There's more of us, and I'll be back there in a minute. Thank you very much.